Let's bring her on. All right, we now have Tasha on the air right now. How's it going?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing real good. Thank you so much for being on the show. Truly appreciate it.
Oh no, this is an honor. This is awesome. Thank you.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and begin. So, what got you into the becoming a wrestler?
Well, I've always been a fan since I was a child. So, just sitting, wanting to be around the boys, doing what the boys do, seeing my cousin and my uncle watching wrestling, being a part of that was just got me hooked. And I remember just staying up till like 2, 3 in the morning, just watching wrestling and recording matches and playing it back all the time and just watching everyone and the excitement and the fans and the matches and the action and everything like that. That just it got me into a lot. And as I got older, it just became part of my life and all I wanted to do. And it was just all I knew and just what I studied. And it was just like my Bible every day. I couldn't go to bed without watching wrestling or talking about it or anything like that. So it was just my favorite thing, and I haven't stopped ever since turning teenager and getting into wrestling at my school and high school, and it's just been a journey ever since then.
So, was there anyone, male or female in particular, that made you want to get into wrestling?
Um, definitely Triple H. I followed his career for so long, and I just really just relate to him a lot, female-wise, just his path and, me taking the same path he was taking to get, into wrestling and everything like that. Just watching him and just being at awe about Triple H, just his athleticism and, his charisma and everything like that. And not to mention he's good looking as well. But just watching Triple H a lot, I watched so many other people growing up, but it's just Triple H that caught my eye a lot that just made me get into wrestling.
One thing about Triple H that definitely stands out to me is that even though that obviously he's had a great career, he's one of the all-time greats. But one thing that stands out to me, I guess from a fan standpoint, is that even though he's not a full-time wrestler anymore, he's still involved with wrestling to this day. He's now the COO, obviously, and he's focused more on help making NXT the best product that it could be, and bringing in these guys and gals from the indies and seeing them elevate their careers into the main roster and so forth. So he's become more than just a wrestler. He's become a mentor. He's become that guy he's become a veteran, more than a veteran, but he's become like pretty much a mentor, and definitely a guy who's been there for over 2 decades plus, and the guy always in good shape just in case when his name is called or he want to call his name, then I'm gonna go wrestle this guy, and he's proved that he is who he is. He's the game. He's the king of kings, and he still can perform at a high level, even for a guy that's entering his 40s. Um, but yeah, he's truly the real deal, and I give the man a lot of kudos for that. Um,
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there.
so as far as your wrestling career is concerned, what do you like? Remember your first match, or better yet, your first appearance performing in front of an audience, and if so, what show was it? What was your involvement on the show?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Say that again.
Do you remember your first appearance in a wrestling show performing in front of an audience?
Oh yeah, it was back in November. It was my very first triple threat women's match. Nerves was running, sweat was dripping, just all around, just nervous. But once the music hit, went through the curtain, and just saw the roar of the crowd, it just got me through it, and it just made me just, bounce and pop even more and want to just keep going. But, yeah, my first match was back in November. Was not expecting to either win or lose. I was just going out there and putting on a good show and performing in front of the crowd was just all that what matters to me. And it was just exciting. And ever since then, I get more excited now when I go out there. I don't really get too nervous anymore. But I get more excited and I love it. So it's like that's why I said this is my life. This is all I know, and I'm gonna just keep going.
So I'm reading your Twitter bio. For those who wants to follow you, they can follow you at Will T Steelz. That's Steelz. And your bio reads all steals, all the time,
All the time, baby.
3 exclamation points, fitness model. You are the IWF Women's Champion. And let's talk about this particular championship. For someone that's, young into your career and you already have a championship. So what's it like to have a company like IWF believe in you at this point to become their women's champion?
Wow. I mean, I wasn't expecting to win the title. All-Star Michelle D and Erin Winter, they're pretty good girls, and they've been in here a little longer than me, so I wasn't really expecting to win. But just it was April 16th, and IWF loud and proud, and hundreds and hundreds of fans there, and I went out there. I did my best, put in that 110% as always, and at the end of the match, my hand was raised, and if you just watch, I have the match posted. If you just watch back that match and just see the emotions of me winning the title and just being, in awe about it, I truly believe it's an honor that, Kevin Knight, who is believing in me to take this title and run with it and see what I can do with it, being that there hasn't been a first ever women's champion and I was the first, and, you can't replace that. So, but it's been an honor, and it's been a good journey, and, and I'm, like I said, I'm just going to keep continuing and keep fighting hard and just making sure that, I make this belt mean something.
Well, congratulations on becoming the IWF Women's Champion. You definitely have put the hard work in, and you've dedicated yourself to this craft, and to be a champion at this point of your career definitely speaks volumes, because obviously this company see what you have done, what you have been through, get to where you are, and they trust you to be the face of that division. Now, obviously, being the champion means that you are the target, you are the bullseye. Every person on that division wants what you have. So what do you like to say to your female peers that wants to not only challenge you for that title, but wants to take that title away from you?
Well, I'm a fighting champion. I'll fight anytime, anywhere. It doesn't matter. We could do it in the ring, outside of the ring, on the street, at the Burger King. It doesn't matter. I'm a fighting champion. I will always defend my belt 100 into it. And if they feel like they can take my title, then at any point in time, they can just challenge me, and I will be available.
Now, there are parts of that answer I really like. You said, I will take on anyone from the streets to Burger King. Maybe I'm guessing IWF, that there's your idea right there. Maybe a Burger King street fight. Have to bring someone about Burger King food or whatever and see how that goes. I don't know. But
Yeah, I mean, we could do it. We'll get burgers and we'll fight at the same time. You know,
Yeah.
have milkshakes and stuff. So it's
You know,
good.
even wrestlers need an appetite from time to time during the match. We've seen it on TV many times. They always be having that
Oh
water
yeah.
break. They always taking people's popcorn or whatever, you know. So, but but props to you for being the fighting champion that you are. Um, Now for those who have never seen you wrestle before, um, like myself, for example, what could people expect when they see you go out there and perform in the ring?
Well, they can see all Steelz all the time. And they can see the Garden State Goddess do what she does best, and that's put her 110% effort into everything that she do, including fighting in the ring. So, you know, it's not just about the muscles. It's also about the wrestling part as well, and what I put into it. So, you know, anytime anyone wants to come out and see what the Garden State Goddess can do, she's just not about beauty. She's all about kicking butt, too.
The Garden State Goddess. Nice nickname.
Absolutely.
I like that nickname. Um, Now, why don't you go ahead and promote your upcoming shows? Where and when can people check you out in person? Some of your upcoming shows.
Well, this Saturday, Nutley, New Jersey, we have our IWF Presents Mayhem Madness. Anyone wants to come out, showtime is at 7 p.m. Once again, it's in Nutley, New Jersey. It's on Franklin Ave. Come out and show your love for not just myself, but everyone else on the IWF roster. You know, we have a great number of characters here. So, you know, just come out and show your love and you know, give it up for Garden State Goddess.
All right, everybody, check those shows out. Support your local indie wrestling shows, and check out your local wrestlers. Um, Now, WWE superstar Ryback made headlines for a lengthy Tumblr post he posted talking about equal pay. Uh,
Mm.
Whether you are a main event person or you are a up and comer. I don't know. Have you had a chance to read the post? And if so, what is your thoughts on Ryback's post?
I actually read it a little bit. You know, some people, they're in this business for money, and some people, they're in this business for the love of it. Myself, I'm actually in this business for the love of it. I didn't come for money or fame. I came because this is what I love to do, and I'm going to keep doing it, whether it's in the WWE, NXT, Ring of Honor. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just going to keep going. So money doesn't really matter. But you know, Ryback, he's a pretty good guy, but you know, it's just as far as equal pay, you know, I mean, a lot of people put in hard work more than others, and so it's like if you're not on the card from week to week, if you're not going out there making your appearances and doing shows and everything like that, and putting your body on the line more than you see people like, you know, Roman Reigns, you know, why should you have equal pay? You know, that's just him ranting. But, you know, like I said, some people come in this business for money. Some people come in for the love of it. And as you can tell, Ryback is in it for the money. So we'll just leave it at that.
I guess with Ryback, I mean, he has some. I guess wrestlers, if at the pro level, they get paid a lot differently from the other major sports. I guess with wrestlers, it depends who you are, who helps fill the seats, and who are active week after week. I guess those are the ones that get paid every single week or whatever. And the best ability is availability. If you're there to show up, you go out there, perform the best of your ability, and if you're good, you know, you'll get your pay raise or whatever. If not, you know, it is what it is. Wrestlers get paid a lot different from other athletes. And for the wrestlers,
Mhm.
it's just a matter of who wants it the most, you know. And whatever happens, if they see that you're putting the work in, I guess you're gonna get that money. If don't, if you don't, then you're gonna get paid based off of who you are and what you contribute. So, I mean, if he and not only that, his contract is about to expire in a couple of months, and I think he may have got himself out of the WWE altogether because of the post. So, I mean,
I agree there.
yeah, so
I think he just ended his own
that's
career
that's
there.
that's I guess that's kind of his way of saying, well, you know,
He won out.
I want out, you know. So yeah, but whatever. Now a lot it's been talked about in this whole new era for WWE. New talent. Well, not necessarily new talent, but familiar faces, just different names or whatever. And then you have the women's
Mhm.
division, no longer being called divas, getting more airtime. I mean, it's just it's a good refreshing start. The days removed from Payback, and and I want to ask you, considering what this division has gone through throughout until last few years with the NXT Women's Division blowing up, and now the WWE Women's Division is back to being well received again. And I ask you, from a female wrestler's perspective, how do you feel about this quote-unquote new era that the WWE is in right now as it pertains to women's wrestling?
Well, I think it's pretty awesome bringing that women's wrestling back. You know, that's my main mentality every time I go out there is to bring women's wrestling back. I mean, nowadays when people are looking at the women coming to the ring, they're either thinking that, they're just some ballet or just some diva that, can't wrestle, and a lot of women, whether it's in the indies or, out there in the WWE or NXT, they really their hard work and their dedication, and they have really great talent. So, but a lot of people don't see that. They just see the word diva and they just think, they're just some girl that thinks they can wrestle, but they really can't. Lately it just hasn't really been the same since back in the golden era, when there was just, you have your Trish Stratus and you have your Lita and your Victoria, and then there was Jacqueline and Ivory. Back then in that era, that was women's wrestling, and then it went on to a divas era where you had the Kelly and the Bellas and such, and they were all right, but they were just some girls that just started wrestling, and you have women there that's been doing it for over 10 years that just they don't really get the appreciation they deserve. So, and women coming from NXT on the main roster to the women's division, like Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and of course my favorite, Sasha Banks, seeing them put their talent and especially what they did at WrestleMania, I really give them a standing ovation for, because you really don't see that too much in the women's matches. You just see that basic chain wrestle, and then that's it. And, nobody's really on their feet about it. They're either going to the bathroom or they're going to get their popcorn or whatever. And but what they do and showing that they can do just what the guys can do and even a little more, I do applaud these women very much. And hopefully one day you'll see T. Steelz doing just about the same thing and pairing up with these girls and with them and challenging them a lot. But I do applaud them a lot, and I really think this women's division and where it's going, it's going in a great direction, and I applaud everyone putting their effort into it.
What has helped this women's division get to where it is obviously NXT with Paige and Charlotte and Becky and Sasha and those four ladies along, and Bailey, who unfortunately tore her ACL at a recent taping. Hope she gets well soon. and now you have Oscar, and you know you're bringing in these talented ladies like a Santana Garrett, Tessa Blanchard, what they doing, and Deanna Purrazzo from your neck of the woods in Jersey. Um, it's just it's a good sight. It's refreshing, and it's been a long time coming, and people wonder what took WWE so long. But I guess some things are just worth, well, not necessarily worth waiting for, but it's just, it takes time. You know, you gotta crawl before you walk, and they were at the crawl stage a few years ago, and now they're at the walk stage. So things are looking bright right now, and I look forward to see more people come, more competition, more lengthy matches, more meaningful storylines. I like what they're doing with Charlotte and Natalia right now. I hope they keep it up for sure. Before I let you go, I know you're on Twitter. Um, are you on Facebook or any other social media?
Oh, absolutely. I'm on Facebook. Facebook is Tasha Steelz. Instagram is just the same as my Twitter, Real T Steelz, and of course, Twitter is Real T Steelz as well. So go on any one of those social medias, look me up, and that's it.
I want to thank you so much for being on the show. It's so great to chat with you and to hear your input and your perspective on wrestling. And you have a very long career ahead of you. I truly believe that for sure. And keep up the good work. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.